Hey everyone, I'm FREDRANGER and I hope you're doing good. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I talk about gear, talk about storytelling, talk about travel photography, street photography, and portraits. So if you are into this type of content, please make sure to subscribe and to hit that bell notification to know when I drop a new video like this one today. So over the last 4 years, I've tested a lot of gear. But if there's one thing that actually remained constant in my M setup, it is these three lenses. And I'm talking about the 28mm Elmarit, the 35mm Summilux, and the 50mm Summilux from Leica. And today, I want to tell you how they've become kind of my ultimate trio for travel, street, and even portrait photography. So let me start by saying that this isn't a tech breakdown or a spec comparison. This is about how these lenses feel in the field, how they help me tell my stories, capture the moment, and stay present when I shoot. I think a lot of us chase the perfect lens setup, but what I've learned over the years is that it's less about perfection and more about consistency and confidence. And let me tell you this, these lenses, they earn their place in my bag, and they do give me confidence when I shoot them. Let's start with the first one. This is the 28mm Elmarit, or what I call the storyteller's wide angle lens. And this 28mm is my go-to travel and street lens. It's compact, sharp, and draws very, very little attention, perfect for staying discreet. But more than that, it actually teaches you to step into the frame, something I wasn't that familiar with when I started photography. It forces you to be kind of part of the story. You don't get to like sit back with this lens and relax. You engage, you actually compose with intention. And that is something that I find very, very interesting in terms of learning. I've taken some of my most emotionally charged travel shots with the 28. You show some context, right? So it lets your subject breathe. And when paired with an M body, I mean, it almost disappears in your hands. I mean, this is a very, very small, compact setup. The second lens is the 35mm Summilux. This is the bread and butter lens. This is the everyday lens. That spherical lens, I mean, if I had to keep one lens forever, this would probably be it. It is fast, it's versatile, it renders with this subtle Leica glow, especially when it's wide open. It's kind of a dreamy type of look. I know it's a bit overdone when it comes to Leica look and dreamy look and stuff like that, but hey, it's never really soft, but it's not like, it doesn't have that digital sharpness that some of the other clinically perfect lenses have. It walks that perfect line between storytelling and intimacy, I find. For me, 35mm is the sweet spot. It's wide enough for street, tight enough for candid portraits, and it's fast enough for those golden hour magic moments. It's the lens that is basically always mounted when I don't know what the day will bring. Next up, this is probably one of my favorite lenses on the planet. This is the 50mm Summilux. This is where, when I have it on one of my M bodies, this is where everything slows down. It's a lens that invites you to observe rather than react. It's perfect for portraits, but not only portraits, it actually is very good for street photography too. When you want to capture those quiet, I call it honest moments, the in-betweens, that little thing that you haven't necessarily noticed from a wide angle perspective, but when you zoom in, it starts to get interesting. This lens has a way of isolating your subject while still keeping that Leica rendering almost, I would say, painterly. When I shoot with the 50, I feel like I'm writing a poem and not a story. I don't know, it's something weird that goes through my mind when I shoot this lens, but very, very magical lens here. So why these three? I mean, together, they cover pretty much everything I need, and there's no overlap. I mean, when you think about it, from wide 28 to, mid 35, and kind of start of the telly with 50, I can do a lot of things with these three lenses. The 28 is that immersive storytelling in wide, like I said. The 35 is the flexible, subtle drama type thing. And the 50mm is the intimacy one and the depth one that gives me that magical look. No zooms, no second guessing, just three tools I know like the back of my hand. And more importantly, lenses that get out of the way and that let me see the scene and interact with it and be part of it, not fiddling around with like technical specs and buttons on the side and so on and so forth. So gear should serve the story, right? And for the last 4 years, this trio has done exactly that. Whether it's I'm capturing a bustling city like New York at the corner of the street, or the golden hour in Lisbon, or a quiet moment in Montreal, as a matter of fact, these lenses have never let me down. So let me know in the comments, what are your go-to lenses and why? And if you're a Leica shooter, I'd love to hear what's in your M bag. I mean, you know, Leica shooters, we like to peek and see what other Leica shooters are using. It is what it is. But if you find this helpful or inspiring, consider subscribing. I've got more stories, more travels coming up, and more thoughts coming soon. So until then, be happy, enjoy life, and enjoy your trio of lenses. Cheers.